after I'm editing this thumbnail. Oh, and change the title after this. All right, then. Okay, let's see. Alex. Let's change that name right there. Okay. Boom. I'm gonna change the thumbnail to this. There you go. And there's a little circus. All right. Okay, let's start with this. Copy. Oh, hey, Adam, and hi, Saya. Welcome to the stream. How do you guys? Let's start. Started this. Oh, 5 people watching this and 1 thumbs up. That's nice. Okay. They just take a few moments, folks, before the entire live stream, the whole entire game going on before it begins. Just please stay patient and wait patiently, okay? Okay, let's start with this Instagram. And now it's Game Joe. Progress. Okay. Okay, hold on. Hold on for a while. I'll be right back. No. It's pretty good typing skills like Kinger from the episode 8 Amazing Digital Circus. Okay, one more thing before I do. Okay, I have one more thing before I begin. Hold on. Okay, Bum 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 bum. Da 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 dum dum bum bum bum. Okay, let me just put change category into the entertainment. And here we go. Say my best video progress, video details, my channel content, and I think it's good to go. Let's see. Let's start this game. And here's the disclaimer. This is a demo. The Amazing Digital Circus Mind Games is a fan creation based on a world of the Amazing Digital Circus. By the looks of it, let me just pause the video if you guys want to. Let me just retake it and then start quick reading real fast. Okay, disclaimer. This is a demo. The Amazing Digital Circus Mind Games is a fan creation based on a world of the Amazing Digital Circus. It is not officially affiliated with the Glitch Productions or Gooseworks as the Amazing Digital Circus. It is not canon. Please support the official release of the Amazing Digital Circus and have fun. Whoa, this is amazing. Okay. What's up, guys? This is Alice Big here. Today I'm playing the Amazing Digital Circus Mind Games demo version of the whole live stream. So yeah, this game is not canon to the Amazing Digital Circus as one. So please support the official release of the Amazing Digital Circus as possible. And as always, have fun. So, without further ado, let's start the game. Holy cow, 7 people and 5 thumbs ups watching this. Oh god, it's Kane. Oh my. Oh, Amber Feather says, I'm excited. Hey, Amber Feather, welcome to the stream. He put on a dusty headset that had been sitting nearby an old computer. To your surprise, it still works. No menu, no sound, no game selection. You had no idea what to expect while waiting for it to load. You're surrounded by darkness, and for a few seconds you wonder if there's anything to play. Bzz. A buzz of static catches you off guard, until the surrounding void suddenly flashes into the blinding light. Your vision comes to a few moments later, a disorienting groan leaving your mouth. Bleary eyes try to tuck past the spots blinding your vision, as it is gradually comes into focus. You'll find yourself immediately assaulted by eye-piercingly bright blues, yellows, and even reds. You'll find yourself standing in what resembles the inside of the giant circus tent. You stand in awe, staring at the flowing cubes, plastic tubes, and strangely stacked toy blocks, when suddenly, crack! A loud sound nearly sent you stumbling as a figure materializes from thin air. Well, butter my beloved and smack my slur, huh? Even as a new human! You had to bump into the short something that is now defying gravity right above you. You stare up at the massive pair of chompers with eyeballs, trying to understand just what it is you're looking at. Welcome to the Amazing Digital Circus! His voice booms out across the colorful backdrop, his spoken words appearing in bold, colorful letters above him. My name is Kane, and I'm your ringmaster around here. I can't tell you how delighted I am to finally see a new face in my circus. The hyperactive tender keeps his 2 mismatched eyes on you like glue, unblinking and unmoving. All you can do is stare in stunned silence as you attempt to catch up to all that is going on around you. While you're trying to make sense of everything in front of you, you decide to express cautious interest for the digital circus, or reach up and try to take a headset off. I'll try express cautious interest for the digital circus. Kane puffs out his chest with pride, his mouth forming into what you can assume to be his version of the smile. Your curiosity for the circus had him preening, as you're giving him some unspoken form of praise. I'm so glad you asked. There's so much to show you. His arms flailed around in all directions before looking back at you, large eyes somehow having grown all the larger. By the by, how should I address you? You think for a moment and suddenly realize you can't remember your own name. Your anxiety starts growing as you seem to have forgotten who you are. Ah, no worries. I'll make sure to give you a name that goes according to that avatar of yours. He flowerizes his cane, giving it a dizzying spin before pointing at your chest with it. You still don't know why you can't remember your name. Your every attempt feels as if a wall of static is prohibiting your ability to recall. You start with hesitantly go with the flow for now, or try reaching up for the headset. I'll try hesitantly go with the flow for now. He looks ecstatic, clicking his heels together in the air when he was already floating. Wonderful! I promise you we'll have a great time here. I gotta show you around, and we gotta give you a name. He stops in place, upper jaw raising, as if he just remembered something. An unreadable look crosses his face before his eyes, spontaneously pointed in opposite directions. Jumping jackhammers and all the hula boo, all hula boo. I completely forgot we were in the middle of a hardcore hide and seek game. We? You start to ask, but cut yourself off. He snaps his fingers. A strange board game with his face on it mutualizes out of nowhere and falls to the ground. If you don't mind waiting for me for a bit, I will be back with you in a moment. I promise. Just don't go anywhere, okay? I want to be the one to show you around. Little me game for you to play in the meantime. See you around a bit. Toodaloo. Kane vanishes and there is defending silence all around you. A quick look over your shoulders, and you can see how big the place is. You can listen to Kane and wait for him, but there are also so many strange looking areas that caught your attention. You have a board game at your feet and a whole strange digital world surrounding you. Finally, you decided to stay and play with the board game, go left, uh, and walk towards the open vent on a wall. I'll just pick stay and play with the board game. There were missing pieces inside a box, yet the game seemed to not make any sense anyways. You put out the board displaying it on the ground and try to pass some time. After a while, you're already bored. Not even the instructions were of any help. With the box open in front of you, you're taking a deep breath. Everything was quiet. How's the game going, honey pops? Beautiful to see you still hanging out right where I left you. He had broken the silence with a loud pop, and all the board pieces have gone flying over the floor. With a snap of his fingers, the board and pieces vanished from view. Where were we? Ah, yes, you need a name and a tour around. You question him about the other players inside the circus, and he gives you a casual look and a wave of his hand to brush it off. They're all fine. Just be saying after a great adventure. Don't worry, you will get to meet them all. Kane offers his hand to you. But first, a tour just for you. A great welcome is needed. Ah! And a name, just come with me. He grabs you swiftly, lifting you up in the air beside him. Kane looks back at you, a big grin on his face, while you two fly above the circus tent. I'm so glad that you're here. It is nice to have a friendly new face around. We are going to have so much fun together. Ending. His new favorite? What? Oh, I think that's it. That was quick. I didn't have short of it. Okay, Okay, let's start again. Okay, that was the same cutscene as before. Okay, let's start with safe. Oh, there's empty slots. Okay, say. Escape. Okay, how about reach up and try to take the headset off? Kane watches this as you pull at your head. You struggle for a few seconds, and you quickly realize there's nothing to take off. Panic and confused, you ask for a way to disconnect yourself from the game. Disconnect? This place is fun! I promise you, there's so much we can do! Anything you want, as wacky as you can imagine. And you still got to meet all the others, am I right? He nudges you arm incessantly in the effort to convince you to just go with the flow of the game. You notice his fingers tapping rhythmically on his cane, his eyes not leaving you. He insists that you experience the game given a chance. You decide to calm down and accept to give it all a try, or you exist properly politely you want to exit. I'll calm down and accept it to give it a try. Kane's face, OMG. He looks ecstatic, clicking his heels together in the air, where he was already floating. Wonderful! Okay, that was the same. Okay, that was the same thing as before. Sorry. You could listen to Kane and wait for him, but there were also so many strange looking areas that caught your attention. Let's start walk towards an open vent on the wall. Right in front of you, on a faraway wall, you spot what looks like an open vent. It's barely visible, with giant, colorful cubes blocking it from view. You walk towards it, worried that Kane might come back and find you sneaking around. The vent is indeed wide open, as you thought, big enough for a person to fit in. Had someone used it? Was it a game's secret achievement? You'll ponder it for a minute. Then reminding yourself that you're inside a game. You crouch inside to investigate. You notice the wall textures flicker and polygons just out in odd angles, forming gaps with an event. The gaps themselves are big enough to see what lies beyond in a wide expanse. You guess that no one has tested this part of the map yet. It also seems rather dirty in here, with all the cobwebs and strangely shaped objects that also have faces. Perhaps that's why Kane didn't want you to explore. You peer through one of the holes, and you get the unnerving feeling that you are being watched. Suddenly, something slithers in your peripheral as a multitude of eyes open and glare back at you from all directions. A booming voice rumbles through the vent. Another colorful character in the presence of Cloik King. Despicable. The eyes glare accusatory as if the very sight of you disgusts them. You take a moment to formulate a response. Save here. There we go. Okay, let's see. You can't but scream, or you think it is best to polite. Okay, I think it's best to act polite. You try your best to be polite, trying to diffuse the tension between you and this monster. You even compliment their lovely eyes. Their many, many eyes. The creator's eyes narrow as it looks you up and down. You'll get the impression it's trying to figure you out in some way. You must be new here. I have not seen you around like the other things. What do you know about? You take this opportunity to get some answers. What do you know about Kane? What are you a queen of? Or what is a gloink? Let's just pick. What do you know about Kane? You ask the gloink queen about what she knows about Kane. The gloink queen's eyes widens when you mention this name. Ah, you speak of the mad thief. God that brought this world into existence. The same God that made me and my king. But it matters not, for he too shall becomes a gloik in due time, like everything else. The gloik queen stares past you, as if she is seeing this future unfold between her very eyes. It is rather disconcerting to you. You take this moment to slowly crawl away through the vent. You climb down carefully out of the vent onto the soft carpet below. The sound of rumbling and emanating from the vent, wherever that creature was, you're glad you didn't make it mad. You look around to find your bearings. It seems you're in a shabby looking hallway, past its prime, muck and grim stains. The walls and the wallpaper peels away, revealing strange blinking eyes. You try not to acknowledge them. Instead, you wander the hallways, locked doors lining either side, each one adorned with a funny looking character. It is starting to feel more like a hotel for characters for cartoons than a circus. A thought crosses your mind, though. Why are there so many doors with a red X on them? The question presses heavily on your mind. Suddenly, you're snapped out of your thoughts by the sound of voices. It seems to be coming further down the hallway. With no other options, you head towards them. Maybe they can help you get out of this place. It's better than having the company of doors at the very least. The voices become clearer and clearer as you pick the pace, until eventually around a corner and wham! Jangle! You had run directly into something small and colorful. The sound of jingle bells ringing out echoing throughout the hallways as you fall backwards onto the carpet. Slightly dazed, you slowly look up to see a small jester rubbing their head in pain. Next to the jester, a person-sized chest, knees down, concerned. Are you okay? How many fingers am I holding up? Three? Wait, I am! The chess piece looks down at his own floating hand. His eyes slowly drift in two different directions. As he begins to count them in a panic, he seems rather empty-headed. It's Kinger and Palmy! I know! I've seen that before! Oh, good news! Turns out I have four. The jester slowly stands up, giving herself a brief dust-up. The jester's eyes go wide as they focus on you with full attention. Attention fills the space as you both look at each other. You get the odd feeling that they're about to try and fight you. The jester puts themselves in between you and the chess piece, slowly backing away with them, tugging into the chess piece's rube. Kanger, we need to get going. Now! Oh, perhaps they're here to see my insect collection. The jester shakes their head as they continue to step back, not breaking eye contact with you. You step forward trying to explain your situation. 1 second you were putting on a headset, the next you were talking with a teeth man and everything else. Your head starts to ache just thinking about it all, and you grab it as if trying to yank something out. You start to curl into yourself. I mean, why can't you take it off? Is this even real? A small hand grasps onto your own. You look up to see the jester, looking at you with some concern. Hey, it's okay. Take it easy. I'm sorry about that. We thought you were one of the NPCs. The reassuring tone in her voice helps to calm you down. You felt you were losing yourself for a second. You're fine. I'm Pommy, by the way. And now there is Kinger. Who? Kinger frantically looks behind him. You stare in sheer bafflement. But Pommy's gaze stays on you. So, what's your name? You try to answer, but nothing comes to mind. Where a name should be. It's just a blank space. Wait, he didn't give you one. She trails off, throwing in thought. How about we call you, Rookie for now? Sound good? Your mouth plays with the sound of the new name. It feels right, at least for the time you're here. Pommy brightens up. Well, it's nice to officially meet you, Rookie. She lets out a small chuckle. However, her face drops down into a frown. She looks back up at you with a sorrowful expression. Sorry you had to end up here at a time like this, but we really gotta get moving before he finds us. You're confused and asks who she's talking about. Kane. Kane, the big teeth guy? You recall your first meeting with him was unexpected. Despite the chaos regarding just about, well, everything, he seemed harmless, if not incredibly eccentric. You fall in step beside Pommy and Kinger as they both begin to make haste down the hall. You ask about what Pommy meant about Kane finding you. Well, he's upset and unstable, more than usual. It started with the little things, a strange glare or mean comments, but now I think he's trying to. Pommy trails off as she fidgets with her hands. She snaps back, looking at you. But we're trying to find a way to fix him. Kinger thinks there is something up with his base code. You look over at Kinger, who is currently starting at the bright ceiling light. You look down at Pommy, skeptical. She lets out an off-board laugh. He's smarter than he thinks. Trust me, we wouldn't have gotten this far without him. Pommy smiles weakly as he turns to him, as he continues to stare at the light. Pommy, are you seeing these white dots in this light? You feel that without your help, these two might not complete their goal. But do you really want to get roped into something like this? You just want to go. You just want to go home, after all. Okay, save this file, as always. There you go. Let's start with stay and help them with their perfect plan. Against your better judgment, you take a deep breath and offer to help fix Kane somehow. You don't exactly know what the plan is. Perhaps you should have asked that before agreeing. Pommy looks up with surprise and relief. It seems she was hoping you would stay and help. Well, I'm glad you wanted to help, especially since you just met us. Thanks. The three of you continue your journey down the various hallways. You notice Pommy's eyes dart around trying to find something. She notices you looking at her. Oh, we're keeping an eye out for doors that this key fits into. They appear randomly. Hopefully one will lead us to Kane's control room. That's what Kinger thinks is anyway. Suddenly, there's a loud whack as Kinger smacks head first into a large door. Surprisingly, both you and Pommy. Oh God, Kinger, are you okay? I'm not oak, but the door is. You all stand in front of the large oak wooden door, engraved with vines, and a weird grinning bubble. Pommy lifts up her key and tentatively slots it into the door's keyhole. She pauses and looks back at you. This place isn't exactly safe, so be ready for anything. You give her a nod in confirmation. She turns the key and swings open the doors. On the other side is a rather fancy trophy room with a roaring fire and comfortable sofas. It would be a nice place to stay if it wasn't for the freaking mounted heads on the walls that glare down at you. Creepy! Though strangely, one of the mounted frames doesn't have a head. Instead, just a small plaque. Well, plaque with a familiar name. Pommy grimaces as she looks up at them, her hands beginning to fidget even more than before. Well, not the room we're looking for, but it could lead us to it. Any ideas, Kinger? Kinger wanders off to one of the sofas and sits down on an especially comfy one. You know, I think this is made with crocodile leather. The good stuff. He begins to lean back, his body pressing into the pillows of the sofa as he lets out a content sign. Pommy lets out a sigh as she still fidgets. Well, I suppose it's okay to take a rest for a bit. We can wait a while. Pommy sits down on her own sofa. You see as her whole body loosens, as if it looks like she's about to pass out. You wonder how long she's been up running about? They both are rather worn out. The more you look at them, perhaps you can ask some questions. You ask about Pommy's key. You ask why they look so worn out. Or you ask how they leave this game. There you go. So many choices. Let's start to ask about Pommy's key. Oh, it's a key, Jen. Kinger was able to make it earlier to help us access doors that Kane has locked. It's like those several numbers you put in to activate a program you brought. Well, sometimes you don't need to buy it. Pommy gives a knowing smirk. You suggest that's pretty much how a normal key works, but digital. Oh, I guess that is a simple way of putting it. Kinker told it better when he was explaining it to me. Pommy awkwardly glances away, embarrassed. Like I said before, the plan is to reach Kane's control room. Hopefully, there's something in there we can use to fix his code. If everything is still the same there, is there anything else you want to ask? You're about to ask him further when, suddenly, wham! You hear the door slam behind you. Pommy rushes towards the door, King up front to try and open it. However, as soon as she enters the key, it emits a loud error sound. Uh, huh, guys, I think we have a problem. The fire roars as the flames blow out from the fireplace before it is quickly snuffed out. The once warm room is now filled with a sinister dread. You feel a shiver creep down your spine. Oh, I think this is one of those sleepovers. You feel the room around begin to rumble and shake as the wall begins to crumble and split open. You hold on to Kinger to keep him right as Pommy's eye darts around the room. Come on, come on, there has to be there. Pommy points towards the vent on the other side of the room. She races towards it. Rumble. Oh gosh! The mounted heads violently clatter together, their mouths chattering as thick vines erupt from behind. The freaky vine creatures gnash teeth hungrily, their vines twisting towards you and Kinger. What the? A thick vine suddenly bursts out of the fireplace, blocking Pommy's path. You feel Kinger's posture change. You look up and notice his eyes seem more focused. He moves in front of you in a protective stance as he grabs something out of the obscure, trophy-decorated walls. Get behind me! Kinger holds it up as it glints in the darkness, ready to swing down. It's a machete that poops into the cloud of pixels as soon as it makes contact with the vines. Ah! Why does Kane even have that? There's a little time to act. You have to move, but you're unsure to where to help first. You decide to help Pommy move the thick vine aside to enter the vent, or you entertain the heads with Kinger. Okay, Ember says, I will have just voice Pommy and give it a chance, Lo. Oh, that's fine, I guess. Let's just save the file and go choose entertain the heads with Kinger. You rush over to Kinger, and you two start to wave your hands around like the weird dance trying to distract the creepy vines. The creepy heads stare confused at you two. Suddenly, you hear a strange laugh in the distance, almost like it's echoing in the back of your mind. You look around trying to locate it. Sorry. Polar says, "Excuse you, Pineapple." What? Shut the heck up, Pineapple. Polar. Shut up. Snap. Suddenly, one of the vines launches on Kinger trying to chomp him down. He dodges it last minute. There must be a way to lift the fire again. I need a moment to think. Kinger speeds towards the snuffed out fireplace, where some of the thicker vines had decided to crawl out from. You look back at Pommy for a second, about to call for her. The vine wasn't blocking the way to the vent anymore, but Pommy had stopped moving. Her body language tells you she is in trouble. She starts stumbling around, her hands shooting towards her head while slowly turning around. Her face? Her head! If she's wearing a mask! But her neck! It's not quite right! No, 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 this could not be happening! The snapping sound from before. Had that been Kane? Had he replaced Pommy's head with a version of herself as one of the head mons? Pommy's in trouble, while Kinger needs assistance to find a way to light up to the fire in the room again. You thought it was best to... I can say that. And the Jews could go towards Pommy to help her out and follow Kinger with whatever plan he was. Okay, go towards Pommy to help her. Pommy's body is still hers, but she seems confused. Touching her new cosmetics, she stumbles a bit, trying to find herself. Could things actually be fine? You reach out to comfort Pommy and make sure she's okay. Her face suddenly wakes up as it senses movement. Her shark black eyes dart into your hand. With an all-consuming hunger, she starts to jitter and bite at the air, almost like a rabid dog, pulling her body forward with force. Catching you unaware and shocked at what you were witnessing, Pommy suddenly bites down on you with a horrific head, taking a craterate bite out of your arm, which starts to glitch. At first, you reel from the pain. Disasters will get containing as your vision flickers between your horrific digital wound and a convulsing form of what used to be your new friend, Pommy. An itching, crawling sensation quickly moves up your arm, and you feel a sudden stab of spinning agony in your brain. You notice how your own face starts changing, getting bigger and heavier. A sharp jolt of static racks your body and mind. What do you feel as your bones beginning to move against you, your will, and you become an unwilling marionette of Kane's bidding? No more worries or fears. Just letting your own body follow the instructions given. Pommy! Rookie, what are you? The last thing you'll hear is confused screams of Kanger, whose hands had been feeling around the bricks of the fireplace trying to look for something. Pommy and yourself tear into Kanger with your teeth. It feels like an eternity passes. Only then do the vines take control, dragging you all into the inky darkness of the forest of vines and plants. You feel yourself dangling from the air. You open your eyes to see yourself and the others entangled in vines unconscious. Both Pommy and Kanger have been transformed into those hideous mouth heads and seem unable to reach the situation. You have disappointed me! To think I expect more from you! The jungle vine starts shaking and moving. From the shadows, a big and terrifying figure emerges. Is that a giant spider? What? No! It's Kane! But his body looks deformed and elongated, menacing. His multiple arms help him crawl his way towards you there. 3. Now that I got you all caught in my web, you are it! Left hanging ending. No! Okay, let's see another ending looks like. Let's skip everything. Sorry. I'm sorry, I just gotta skip all the way anyway. Oh god, that's catchy music. Okay, let's go this way. Glowing Queen. Okay. Same thing was before. I guess I skip anyways. So just keep skipping. Yes. Let's skip it as they liked. So yeah. Okay, empty slot. Number 2. Okay. Okay, let's start. You ask how they leave this game. Pommy's face turns into the sad grimace as she looks away. We don't know. We all been here for a while. King of the longest. She fidgets with her hands even more. Seems she's trying to choose her next words carefully. I guess what I'm trying to say is we have to focus on what's happening right now. She takes a deep breath and then out. She looks up at you with a determined look in her eye. After we fix Kane, then we can focus on getting out. But right now, we have to keep each other safe. You're about to ask them further when suddenly, whew, you hear the doors slam behind you. Uh, let's start with this. Skip everything. Uh, okay, let's start how Palmy moved to the thick vine aside to enter the vent. You run over to Palmy and both of you are able to move the heavy vine away, leaving a small opening to the vent. Palmy starts kicking it as if to loosen it, but a scream startles you both. Oh! You look back to find that Kinger has been grabbed by one of the heads and it's being dragged away when struggling. Kinger! Palmy immediately launches herself and takes Kinger by the robe, trying to pull him back from the deformed rabbit-looking mounted head that is munching on his face. With everything happened so fast, you need to make a decision in your position. Rush over to help them out of the situation, or you're finished opening an event for everyone. Let's start with save that file right there, and rush over to help them out of the situation. You run over to the creepy smiling rabbit head, avoiding the other slithering mounted heads trying to grab you and Palmy, using all the strength to kick it and punch it. It finally lets Kinger go. Kinger falls to the ground. He quickly stands up and looks around himself with a determined look. Over here! Crack! You two quickly follow Kinger to the fireplace, avoiding the vines and biting heads flinging about. You duck and punch at one of them at a time. You focus your attention back at Kinger, who is now touching the walls around the fireplace, trying to find something. What are you looking for? The switch! There should be hidden one here. A head that resembles Kinger launches over you. You manage to dodge it, but it hits Palmy, pushing away between the other head vines. You'll look back to see Palmy struggle with the vines, and back to Kinger, who is frantically feeling the walls for the switch. You decide to help Kinger find to talk about switch, or go help Palmy out of vines. You focus your attention on Kinger desperately, trying to find a switch he had mentioned. You start to pat the fireplace brick wall on your side. Suddenly, you hear a strange laugh in the distance, almost like it's echoing from the back of your mind. You look around trying to find a source. If you hear the snapping of fingers echoing in the room, something doesn't feel right. Ouch! You start to look around for Palmy when the purple rabbit head strikes at Kinger biting his hands, leaving it infected, glitching all around. Suddenly you feel something pulling on your leg. It's Palmy. She's behaving like a mindless zombie. You try to shake her off, but she sinks her teeth into your digital mess. You kick her away. Oh no! That's what happened with before. You feel yourself dangling from the air. You open your eyes to see yourself and the others entangled in vines unconscious. Oh, that's the same ending it was before! Ugh. Okay. So let's start with go help Palmy out of vines. Wait. Oh, wait. I didn't mean to skip that way. Crap. You take the opportunity to run back to Kinger and help him fend off the smiling rabbit head by pulling a vine it is attached to. Kinger gets pushed against the fireplace in a struggle. It was here. He quickly pushes the brick-shaped switch in. The fire roars, once again bright, ignited by a push of the switch, not only lighting up the room but lighting the vines growing out of chimney. They scream and trash in agony, quickly turn into ashes. The other vines in the room retreat in pain. You look back at Pommy. Her zombie face is melting like wax behind a pillow you shove on her face. She comes back to her senses. What happened? You try to explain a few words, but Kinker rushes you both away from the dim light, noticing how his sanity starts slipping away from him again. We gotta keep moving. Come on. You all go towards the room's vent without missing a beat. You three are gone out of trouble for now, and don't miss a beat of leaving that place behind. Y'all traverse through a dark vent, its entire glitching unfinished. After a long while, Pommy shouts out at you two trailing behind. I see a light! Let's see what we can find. With a big push of her whole body, she takes the vent grid down and crawls out. You three are standing at the most bizarre space you had seen so far. A strange, unfinished area. Or maybe another of Keynes' tricks? A void with so many doors is everywhere. Such a beautifully lit place for my insect collection. Doors in a void. What? Oh, I think it's almost an hour of them doing the live stream, so I think I'll end this off for the whole live stream for a while. So, what do you guys think of how I'm playing the Amazing Digital Circus Mind Games, which is a perfect demo live stream as I played it? So, what do you guys think? Please give a big thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a comment down below and go subscribe to see more videos on my own YouTube channel. It really helps the support and helps me a lot. Oh, and don't forget to ring on notification bell so you don't miss my next video. And follow my social medias as well, such as Facebook, Instagram, Game Jolt, Cousin Call Club. Follow my Roblox account right here, follow button here. Blue Sky and TikTok. And as always, the Amazing Digital Circus Mind Games, link in the description of just link in the description of the whole entire, while you play the Amazing Digital Circus Mind Games. So yeah, there's a link in the description below if you want to play or not. Anyways, this is Alex Pikmin signing off, and I will see you all in the next live stream for the crazy best scenarios going on.